Hello, and welcome to English But Make It Weird, the only podcast that teaches you the English you actually need without the boring grammar drills that feel like chewing on cardboard. Seriously, who decided that conjugating verbs was a fun weekend activity? I'm your host, Avery, and my main qualification is that I once successfully ordered a coffee in a foreign country using only hand gestures and a look of sheer desperation. It was a masterpiece of nonverbal communication, involving pointing, frantic miming of grinding beans, and eventually pretending to fall asleep to indicate I needed waking up. The barista looked concerned, possibly a little frightened, but I got my espresso. Victory. That's what we're all about here. Victory, not perfection. Today, we are diving headfirst into the shallow end of the language pool with survival phrases for the terrified tourist. These are the absolute essentials, the phrases that will help you find a bathroom, order something that might be food, and apologize for accidentally joining a parade. Trust me, it happens more often than you'd think. We're not aiming for fluency here, people. We're aiming for less confused than a penguin in a desert. Our goal is to make you sound less like a malfunctioning robot and more like a charming, slightly bewildered human. So, let's get weird with words. All right, first up, greetings. The most basic of all human interactions, and yet so many ways to mess it up. Let's start with hello. Simple, classic, seems easy, but the secret is in the delivery. The intonation is everything. There's the cheerful hello when you see a friend full of sunshine and rainbows. There's the questioning hello when you walk into a dark room and you're pretty sure a ghost is making toast in your kitchen. It's half greeting, half challenge to the supernatural. And my personal favorite, the flat, monotone hello when you answer a call from an unknown number. Practice that one. It says, I am busy and important, and you are probably trying to sell me a car warranty. It's a vocal force field. Then there's the sing-song hello, which you use when you suspect someone is hiding from you. It's the audio equivalent of peering over a cubicle wall, and it carries the subtle accusation of, I know you're there, you can't hide from me. Let's not forget the professional, slightly too loud hello you use when you join a video call and you're not sure if your microphone is working. Mastering these different hellos is your first step to becoming a verbal chameleon. It's not just a word, it's a whole toolbox. Now for the advanced level. How are you? In many English-speaking countries, this question is a trap. It is not a real question. I repeat, it is not a real question. It's a social ritual, like a secret handshake or a bird's mating dance. It's a performance. The correct answer is always, good thanks, and you? Or, fine thanks, how are you? No one, and I mean no one, wants to hear about your weird dream, your existential dread, or the fact that your favorite socks have a hole in them. If you answer with, well, Brenda, my cat just coughed up something that looks like a map of Australia, and I think my soul is slowly leaking out of my left ear, you will see a look of panic in their eyes as they slowly back away. They will remember you as the person with the leaky soul and avoid you at all future social gatherings. How are you is a secret second hello. It's a conversational handshake. Don't leave them hanging with your emotional baggage. Think of it as a game of catch. They throw you the how are you ball, and you immediately throw it back. Good, you? Bam, done. You've successfully navigated one of the strangest parts of small talk. Save your actual feelings for your diary or a very, very patient dog. Or, a licensed therapist. Probably better than the dog, as dogs tend to be terrible at keeping secrets and might trade your deepest fears for a biscuit. Now that you know how to not traumatize people with your honest feelings, let's talk about leaving. Goodbye. This word has so many fun cousins. Bye is quick and friendly. Bye-bye is for children and people you find adorable. See you later is great, even if you have no intention of ever seeing them again. It's a beautiful, socially acceptable lie. For a more casual, cool vibe, you can try take it easy, which basically means I hope your life is not stressful until we meet again. Or if you're feeling really adventurous, a simple later does the trick. My favorite is just a frantic wave and a mumbled gotta go as you sprint in the opposite direction. It's mysterious, it's efficient. It leaves people wondering, wow, what an important person. So your first mission, go up to a plant, say hello, ask it how are you, give it the socially acceptable answer on its behalf, and then say see you later. It's great practice, and the plant will appreciate the company. Okay, you've survived the conversation. You're feeling confident. But now you're hungry. Your stomach is making sounds like a dying whale. It's time to face the final boss, the restaurant. First, you have to actually get inside and sit down. You'll approach a host who guards the tables like a dragon guards its treasure. Your first spell is, a table for two, please. Adjust the number as needed, unless you're dining with ghosts, in which case, maybe keep that to yourself. They might say, right this way, or they might utter the dreaded words, it'll be about a 30-minute wait. Do not despair, this is just a minigame. Now you get to stand awkwardly by the door, trying not to make eye contact with people who are already eating. Once you're seated, the next challenge begins. Ordering food can be terrifying. The menus have tiny words and no pictures. Everyone is talking fast. Don't panic, I've got you. Your main magic spell is, I would like. It's polite, it's direct, you can point at something on the menu while you say it. I would like this one. Even if you can't pronounce quinoa super grain bowl with a goji berry drizzle, you can point. Pointing is universal. It's the language of, give me that thing. Just be careful what you point at. You might end up with the salt shaker for lunch. For a little flair, you can say, I'll have the... It sounds casual, like you do this all the time. I'll have the chicken thingy. Confidence is key. Say chicken thingy like it's the most exquisite dish on the planet. And if you're a picky eater, you can try your luck with, can I get that without onions? They might say yes. They might also look at you like you just insulted their grandmother. It's a 50-50 shot. Good luck. But what if you have no idea what to get? What if the menu looks like it's written in ancient alien script? This is when you deploy the ultimate life hack. Lean in, look the waiter deep in the eyes, and ask, what do you recommend? This is a brilliant move. It does three things. 1, it makes you look adventurous. 2, it makes the waiter feel important and wise. 3, and most importantly, it transfers all responsibility. If the food is bad, it's their fault, not yours. You can just sadly shake your head at them while you chew on what tastes like a shoe. It's a gamble, of course. They might recommend the most expensive thing on the menu, or something truly bizarre like jellied eel. But hey, that's what stories are made of, right? Remember that time I accidentally ate a whole plate of pickled sea cucumbers? Fantastic. Okay, you've eaten. It was an experience. Now you need to pay and escape. The phrase is, can I have the bill, please? Or check, please, if you want to sound like you're in a cool black and white movie. After you say this, an awkward game begins. It's called, How Long Can I Stare at the Waiter Before They Remember I Exist? You will wait. You will contemplate the meaning of life. You will wonder if you now live in this restaurant forever. But eventually, the bill will come. And with it, the final, most confusing challenge, the tip. In some countries, tipping is optional. In others, it's an insult. And in some, like the United States, it is a complex social contract written in invisible ink. The basic rule is usually 15 to 20% of the bill. You will have to do math. Yes, math, right after a large meal. It's cruel. My advice, most phone calculators are your friend. Or you can use the double the tax trick in some places, which is close enough. Don't panic and just leave a handful of coins. That's the international sign for, I have no idea what I'm doing. Just be prepared for this final hurdle in your culinary adventure. You did it! You have eaten, you have paid, and you have participated in a strange economic ritual. You are a champion. You have conquered the culinary world. So, you can say hello, you can order food, you're basically a local now. But what happens when things go wrong? Because they will. You'll walk into someone, spill a drink, or accidentally tell a stranger their haircut looks like a squirrel. You need an oops toolkit. First up is the multi-tool of English. Excuse me. This phrase is a masterpiece. It does everything. If you need to get past someone on a crowded bus, you say a gentle excuse me. If you need to get a bartender's attention, you say excuse me a little louder with a hopeful smile. If you sneeze loudly, you can say excuse me to apologize to the universe for your sudden biological outburst. But it can also be used aggressively. A sharp excuse me can mean, I can't believe you just said that. Or, are you aware that your suitcase is currently running over my foot? It's all in the tone. Practice in a mirror. You'll go from polite mouse to indignant lion with one simple phrase. Next in the toolkit is the big one. I'm sorry. This is for when excuse me isn't enough. This is for when you've actually messed up. Like you stepped on someone's very white shoes with your very muddy boots. I'm sorry. You bumped into a shelf and now there are 50 cans of soup rolling down the aisle. I am so sorry. You accidentally called the Queen of England dude. You're gonna need a very, very big I'm sorry for that one, and maybe a plane ticket home. The beauty of I'm sorry is its power. It can diffuse almost any situation. A genuine I'm sorry can calm angry people, get you forgiveness, and generally make you seem like a decent human being, even if you are a walking disaster. And what do you say when someone apologizes to you? The correct answer is no problem, don't worry about it, or it's okay. Even if it's not okay and your foot is broken in 3 places, you just smile through the pain and say, don't worry about it. It's the circle of politeness. All right, you've been polite, you've eaten, you've apologized for your very existence. You're a social butterfly. But now you have a new problem. You are lost. Utterly, completely, how did I end up in a part of the city that isn't even on the map lost? It's time for the most terrifying tourist trial of all, asking for directions. First, let's start with the absolute number one most important question you will ever ask. Excuse me, where is the bathroom? Learn this phrase, write it on your hand, tattoo it on your arm if you have to. Depending on where you are, it might be called the toilet, the restroom, the loo, or the washroom. If you panic, you can just whisper the word toilet with a desperate look in your eyes. People will understand. It is a universal human need. Okay, with the urgent business out of the way, let's talk about getting to places you actually want to see. The magic phrase is, how do I get to, followed by your destination. How do I get to the big famous museum? How do I get to the really old bridge? The problem isn't the question, it's the answer. You will often receive directions from a well-meaning local that sounds something like this. Oh, it's easy. You just go down this road a ways, take a left at the big tree, then a right where the old pub used to be before it burned down in '98. And if you see a cat that looks like it's seen too much, you've gone too far. This is not helpful. It is a riddle. To combat this, you have a secret weapon. After they give you the riddle, you pull out your phone or a map and say, could you show me on the map, please? This is the ultimate lifesaver. It bypasses the need for local landmarks that only exist in the memory of the person you're talking to. It relies on cold, hard, verifiable geography. Another great tool is simplifying the question. Instead of asking for a complex route, just point in a direction and ask, is it this way? You have a 50-50 chance of being right, and you can slowly make your way across the city with this method. It's like a human GPS powered by guesswork and friendly strangers. And if all else fails, getting lost can be part of the adventure. You might not find the really old bridge, but you might find a fantastic little bakery with the best pastries you've ever tasted. Every wrong turn is just an opportunity for a surprise.